upload that to YouTube, and then you can watch it whenever you want.
Already?
Like when you involved. So basically, let's talk about first what you want report you are interested in. You said it was a GL.
Yes, a GL report for any open batch for year end. Okay. So I would pretty much need like the batch number, the entry number, the year and the period, the vendor number, and the vendor name.
So this is not GL, this is an AP.
In the GL.
Okay, well vendor, so is this for AP batches only?
Yes.
Okay, so you want for AP. Okay, so batch number, entry number. Okay, so batch number, entry, fiscal yes. Period, vendor.
Vendor name and vendor number if possible.
If it's in the GL, I can get it, but if it's not, you know, and vendor number, and then amount.
No, not really. We just need that so that we can refer to what it is.
Okay. That's the okay. So, looking at your general ledger,
Okay.
Can you tell me what actually goes to the if it's where the vendor information goes? Does it go to the reference field or the description field? You know what I mean?
Okay. GL, let me see. It goes into the description field.
Okay, so that's in the details where the like if you're looking where the GL number is, so in the description field?
Yes.
Okay, so the vendor number and the vendor number and the vendor name, are they in the same field together?
Let's see. I see the vendor number only. I do not see anything that's mentioned vendor. I see the vendor name only, not the vendor number. And the vendor name is in the description.
Is in the description. Okay.
Yes.
So, well, you can't have the vendor number if it's not coming over. So.
Okay.
So, what we're going to do, come on, mouse. Peter, go away. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look at the Sage data dictionaries.
Okay.
And somewhere out on your server. But anyway, I'm going to open up, and I've got a folder, probably in your AAS, Neptune AAS. It'll probably say data dictionary or something like that. So I'm going to look at these. And what this is it's a table of contents.
Okay.
Basically tells you what is in the Sage database. Because, I mean, I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I still don't remember all of the fields. So,
yes.
You know, it's like a table of contents. So we're looking at GL, and I always go to the table view because that's what you see in Crystal. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm interested in open batches. So let's just take a look here. It's probably journal, yeah, journal details and headers. So if you look at the journal header, what that has is the batch ID, the batch entry, source ledger, source type. Of course, you're going to know, you know, in this case, it's going to be AP. And that's basically all we need from there. And then I'm looking at the details, the journal details. That table has batch number, entry number, transaction number. Actually, it might be a thing from there Yeah, it doesn't have the fiscal info, so I need to get that from the header. So when you look at, I'm just going to open Sage up real quick, and when you're looking at Sage, just so you know, you can have a nice visual. I'm going to look at sample data. So you have a visual of what I'm talking about here. So if I'm looking at a general ledger batch, okay, we'll open this one. This is an AP one. Okay, this information here is the header, okay? So you get your entry number, your entry description, date, year and period, and source code. And then this all is your details. And this is your reference, your description, an account number, amounts, and all that. So we need information for both. So we will be going back to our data dictionaries. Okay. So we're going to look at the invoice header, okay, and we'll here. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the journal details and the journal header. That's what we know we need to do. So those two tables are tables. So we want to look at JED and JEH. Those are the two tables we're going to ask for when we start our report. Okay. So going into the reports, I'm going to open up Crystal. Here it is. So when you first open it, it's going to ask you what you want to do. Well, we're going to create a new report. We're going to use Report Wizard. Okay, so I can either up, you know, you can see here's the one I worked on for you a little while ago. Yeah. You know, I'm going to do the Report Wizard because it makes it easier. Then you're going to choose the database. You're going to need an ODBC to your Agora company that you're working with, or an Agora company that you're working with. So Locke or somebody or I, you know, will have to help you with that. So once you pick the database, okay, this is the 6-character SQL database. I'm going to open this up. It's going to ask me for a password to access your database, and they've got well. And now once I've done that, because you know you wouldn't want a you know, random person accessing, you know, and reporting off your database, right? Okay. So that's for a password. So you're going to go into DBO, okay, database object, and then here are all those tables. So going back to our general ledger, okay, we want table JED as in David and JEH as in JEH, which is here. All right, so we're going to, I'm just going to hit the G, GL, JE takes me to what I need. So I'm going to grab the details and the header. Those are my two tables. Okay. The next thing I need to do is I need to tell the system how I'm linking them. Now, Crystal Reports does the best job it can linking, but a lot of times it's not really, you know, what you need. So you want to remove all these links to like audit time and all that crap. You know, basically all of these are nothing we need. So I'm going to hit clear links. Okay. And you have to know how the fields link, okay? So if you them, you're just not going to get any kind of data. So the journal entry detail, there's going to be multiple details to each header. So I need to put the JED first, okay? It's that one-to-many. Okay. So to one kind of thing. So what fields do, what are the index fields? So in this case, it's the batch ID. Batch ID. Journal ID. And notice these fields are not even, you know, unfortunately they're not consistent, which to me was floppy database design in the 90s, but you know, it is what it is, and that is why this data dictionary is so important. So if I look at my journal entry headers, this says batch ID is batch number, batch entry for the header is entry number.
Okay.
And then if I look at my details, batch number, journal ID. So that confirms
the entry number.
I mean, it was pretty obvious to me because I know the database pretty well, but you know, when you're getting started. So we're good, our linking is good. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick some fields. So I'm going to pick, these are my two tables, JED and JEH. So I am going to basically place the fields here that I want. So I want batch number, I want entry number, I want fiscal year, but that's in the header. So I'm going to go fiscal year and fiscal period. I also want, I need to know the source ledger. We're going to be choosing, you know, we only want AP, so we need to choose that. All right, and then we want the vendor name. Well, the vendor name is in the details, and you said it was in the description. So I need to find transaction description. And once again, look at this table of contents for journal details. You know, you can say, well, there's my reference, and there's my description. So transaction description. Do you want the reference too?
So the reference will be, what would that information be?
It's whatever is in the detail reference.
Yeah, I think that would be good. That will pop up as, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to take the description and the reference.
Okay.
Reference, okay. So I think that was everything you needed. All right, so that's great. And now we have grouping. How do you want to sort it? Do you want like all vendors together, or do you want to just sort by batch number and journal ID?
I think batch number.
Okay, we're gonna, we're not actually, I don't want to, well, I can group, yeah, we'll group.
Now when you say group, that means
that all of batch number 1 will be together, and then all of batch number 2 will be together. So I don't need any summarization because we're not doing any subtotaling, okay?
Yes.
And then, so we're going to hit next. And then record selection. Record selection is where you're restricting what you're asking for by something, okay? So what I want is I only want source ledger AP. So I'm choosing source ledger, and source ledger is going to be equal to AP.
Okay.
Do that once you're in the report too, but you know, using the wizard, you know, if you know. I'm not going to do any fancy templates, so I'm just going to leave it as no template, and then I'm going to hit finish.
Okay.
And now here we've got a report. Now remember, this is sample data.
Yes.
So now that I've got something kind of basic here, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it in the, it's going to be AP, GL, AP, open batches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I always, when I save it, I always give the module name. So GL, so that's telling me it's coming from GL tables, okay?
Yes.
And so you can see, you know, we've got all of our information here. So let's make it look a little nicer, okay? Because these are the raw data fields.
Yes.
So I'm going to go back to the Design tab.
Okay.
So the Design tab looks like this. The Design tab is basically where you lay out your information. So this is the report header, which would only, these are the sections, okay? So the report header will only print on the first page. The page header will print on every page. The group header is your grouping, and in this case, this is the group header, which is batch number 3.
Okay.
And then here are your details. That's the actual data. And then this is your group footer. And if we had subtotals, that would go in the group footer. Now, I'm going to move some of these fields so that they're not centered. I'm going to move them over, and that's going to give me some more room in my description. So the best way to move fields is to grab the handles, because this will all of this information. Okay, so I'm just going to this and move it to the left.
Ah.
So I'm using the arrow key now to just move my print.
Yes.
And then I'm going to move journal ID. Oops, I'm going to hit the undo, Control Z. I accidentally lost
that.
Yeah, so if you actually move it off, then you're going to lose it. So Control Undo is a really helpful thing that you're going to want to use. So now I'm going to move to the left. This is my fiscal year, my fiscal period. And then I'm going to move my source.
Okay.
It actually does not need to be this wide. And now this can be wider because maybe the transcript, that might be more information.
Yeah, the transcription details.
And now I'm going to select this by clicking up here, and I'm just dragging. Whoops. Try again. I'm dragging, and then these two are selected, and I can make this wider as well.
Wider at one time.
Exactly. Now we've got a lot of information.
I see.
So it's laid out better. I'm going to save. Now I'm going to fix my column headers. Okay.
Okay.
All I'm doing here is I'm going to double click, and then I'm going to select it.
And just rename it? Okay.
Yep. Type it in. Double clicking. So
entry number.
And year. And once again, I know these fields, but if you were not sure what they were, you could look at your data first. Detail description, which I think is important, and detail reference. So that's, say you're like, okay, this is a waste of space. I really don't need this because we don't have any subtotals. So we're going to go back to the design, and I'm going to right-click on this section, okay, and I'm going to say hide. Okay, so now when I look, see, that brings it up a little bit.
I see.
Yep. And yeah, so that's basically, how to get the data out. Now, if you want to put a title on there, we're going to click on this Insert Text Object. Okay, so I'm going to click here. I'm just going to drop right here, and this is going to be GL Open Batches. Okay, and if you want to make it pretty, you can make it bold by clicking here. You can make it bigger by clicking here.
Okay.
Make this, what I like to do is I like to open the field up and then center it.
Center it.
Yeah, and then that centers it, on the header.
Okay.
Now, so we don't want all the batches that were ever entered since the beginning of time that were AP. So we need to select only unposted batches. So we're going to go back to our data dictionary. I need to look, that information is in the header. So we want to look and see if we can't find data. We may have to add another field. Okay. You could also have entered by if you wanted, but that's an auto-generate, so that's not that. All right, so I can't find the field I need, so now I'm going to have to hunt for it. So we want to look at, okay, so we have journal details, and we have journal headers, and we need to figure out where the information would be to indicate that the batch is unposted. And I have to say,
posted transaction.
Probably no. See, your posted transactions are those that are already posted.
Posted,
Probably going to be your role, okay? So we're going to have to add that field. So, okay, so active, inactive, entered. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is for open batches only, okay? So that's your batch status. So once again, we're going to need to add another table, and we're going to link it to the batch ID, okay? I'm going to, since we missed this, we need to go to database, database expert. So this shows, once again, the tables we have. So we have to pick the same connection. So I'm going to go to SAM Inc. I'm going to go here, DBO, and I don't remember what the field, the table name was. It's going to be batch ID, okay?
Okay.
So let's see, actually, yeah, batch ID. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my crystal report, wherever it is. All right, so we're going to go to GL. Oh, it's batch control. It's B batch control is the file.
Okay.
So I'm going to right click, and then I need to click on links.
Yes.
Now, see what kind of crazy nonsense. All those audit things are chosen. We don't want them. So, don't want to clear our links because we don't want to clear the ones that we created.
The one we already did.
Right, so I'm going to just highlight and delete audit date, audit. So I need to think about this. So I need to drag the batch ID probably from the, probably from the details. And I'm going to grab, we'll see if it works. So I'm going to refresh the data, and I'm going to drop a field from that table on here just to see if I'm getting the right information. So
okay.
I'm going to turn that on. So again, here's the database fields, and here are my tables. To do the wizard, you know, we use this. So let's just make sure that I haven't screwed things up by adding this table. So, all right. So yeah, that looks wrong actually. Oh no, it doesn't. Batch ID. I was looking at entry. Yep. So this looks good. All right. So now I can delete that field because I really don't need it. Do is I can go. So now what we need to do is we need to do another selection. So remember we restricted this to only batches that were from AP. Well, now we need to also restrict it to only batches that are unposted, in other words, that are open. Yes. So now we're going to go report, or you can go report select, or you could just go record select, and it's got a picture of a filter, this thing, select expert.
Okay.
And you can see it's got the thing we did when we first created. It's like it says source ledger. Yes. So I'm going to create a new one, and so it offers to let you do selections from fields that are already in the report, but this is not in the report. So I'm going to scroll down, and it's going to be batch status. Yep. The batch status is equal to, and let me go back to my data dictionary, because the way right is equals 1. Okay. So what this means is a lot of fields in Sage are going to have statuses that are just 1, 2, 3, although when you look at it, it'll say open or deleted or posted or something. But you have to know what the number codes are. So you know, that's another reason for the data dictionaries. So we're going to say batch status is equal to 1. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to preview again, and I'm going to refresh my data. And now notice how much smaller this report is, because now it's only
pick up only. So yeah, you selected like.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So there they are, And now notice for entry 1, you've got 3 lines. The reason you have 3 lines is because this is drawing the detailed description and reference from the details. So this would be a debit and a credit probably. So that's why you've got, you know, those 3. So, you know, we can fix that if you want, so that it only so it doesn't repeat all of that information. Would you like to compress it a little bit?
I think it's much better that if it shows only 1 line, you know.
Okay. Here's how you do that. So we're going to circle this entire thing.
Okay.
And we are going to right-click, and we're going to format objects. And we're going to choose suppress if duplicated. Okay.
I see. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we need all this white space, so I will hide this report. Let's see. I'm going to hide this group. Let me think. Do I want to do that? Print this. Oh, I see what's happening. I know why that's happening. It's suppressing it.
But it's not deleting it.
Exactly. Oh,
okay.
Good way to do it. Let's see. Okay, so we may have to group this stuff more than we kind of thought we did. So let's try that. I'm going to unhide this for now. I'm going to show. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to insert a summary. So I'm going to insert a summary. What do I want to do? I want to show I guess just a count. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I do here. I'm going to insert a group. It's going to be by entry number, ID. Looking at the preview, so what we really want is just this line here. So watch how you do this. A little weird, but so I'm going to actually take and I'm going to copy this. See all of these. I just did a Control-C and a Control-V, and that's all that. So now what we're going to do is, let's see, so it's counted by journal. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the details. So instead of suppressing if duplicated, I'm going to undo that. So what sometimes you only need to do is show the summary info. So I'm going to uncheck that. And now I'm going to, before I hide, I'm going to show you. So this shows this entry, and then this is my totals, if you will. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the details. I'm going to hide this group header because I don't need it. Now look. We've got our batches. Now we need to hide that because that's redundant. Okay. Basically, you just keep looking. Okay, we don't need that. We've got something that looks a lot better. So we've got the batch header. And we could even hide that if you wanted. Do you want it broken up like this with batch number and then here, or what?
I think it looks good right now, like it's bolded, you know, so that they can just
It pops it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, what we did is in order to eliminate those spaces, what we did is we created, just to summarize what I did, we created a summary. Now, usually what you would do is you'd insert a subtotal if it were like debits and credits or something. We didn't have any of that, so I just picked a field I wanted to summarize by. I wanted to summarize by the journal entry within the batch. So group 1, you can see, is batch number. You can see how that pops up when I highlight it. Group 2 shows me its journal ID. So I just want to see one line per journal ID. That's really how we did it. So what we're going to do is we're going to save that. And one other thing I always do is I uncheck Save Data with Report because we don't need it because you're going to run it from within the Sage desktop.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to show you, now I'm going to save it to my local drive, which is come on. Copy it to my local drive so I can give it to you.
Yeah.
So, so basically all we need to do is I just need to send this to you, and then you know how to put it on your Sage desktop. Do you remember how to do that?
Yes.
So what I would do is, that's okay, we'll just do it together. All right, okay. So what we're going to do, actually, we are going to minimize. All right, so now I want you to get yourself logged in with me.
Okay.
And yeah, start a Go to Assist. Probably could have left that other one open, but
are we going to the ADSS?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have just sent you is we want to choose a parameter that is, parameter is just a prompt that allows you to input something at runtime. In other words, when you're running the report.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit
New.
And then I'm going to say fiscal year. Like that because that's the format
that you will search for.
And then I have to attach this to a certain field. So I know that my field for fiscal year is in the header. So I've got to actually scroll down to that table.
Oh, it's up.
And there it is, fiscal year. And once again, you could use your data dictionaries to confirm that that's what you want.
Okay.
And one more thing with parameters, you have to also know what kind of field it is. If it's a string or if
numbers.
It's a and all that. Yes. So once again, looking at your data dictionaries, this tells me this is a string, this is a date, this is a, you know, what posting sequence is a. So that's otherwise you want the right thing in your drop down.
Okay.
And I'm going to go into my filter, and I'm going to create a new filter. going to be fiscal year. It's equal to, this time it's going to be my parameter, okay? So instead of hard coding it to be 2016 and then you'd have to edit the report if you wanted it to be 17, we can make it so that it prompts you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to save it, and now if I preview, so now it's prompting me, so that's a
I see.
So there you go, right?
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this.
I think the go-to session has stopped.
That's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to request to share. I'm going to change presenter to you.
Okay.
And you're going to share your screen now.
Okay.
And present and downward. So it's going to ask you to be presented. Say yes.
Okay. So now I will go to here.
Actually, before you do that, go to your email.
Email, okay.
But I haven't actually sent it to you. I'm doing that now. Right. So yeah, let's open email and save the report. I don't see your email on the screen, so what you're going to want to do is save it to the AAS or the Neptune 2. Let me know when you get it.
Okay. That's it. Usually it will tell me there, right?
What's that?
Usually it will have been popping up here.
I can't see. You must be on the other screen. I'm looking at the screen that is your page. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I will grab, hold on. Let me, I'm going to type // Neptune 3 /AAS 1 /.
1 slash. Okay, yeah. I got it. Okay.
And then Crystal Reports. I think it's Crystal Reports, or maybe it's just here. You went too fast. I don't think it's.
Sorry.
See if it's reports. I don't remember.
Oh.
Francesca. R for reports.
Reports. Okay. And here. And I will replace it with this one.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Save. You want to replace? Yes. Okay.
Right, so now pull Sage back up. It's pretty.
I'm sorry. All right. So
double click. It's all the way on the right.
This one here.
Type in 2016.
Oh no. Hold on. So this is the one, correct? But it's not giving me the parameters.
Okay.
Should I import it here?
No. I'm wondering if, let's see. Those are open just for AP. What I want you to do, like right now, this is good. You already have show posted and deleted batches as unselected. In the source ledger, I want you to go up there and type in AP. See at the top. No, not there. There. Yeah.
This
AP.
One? Okay. Yep.
So what that's going to do is it's going to restrict what you've got, and go ahead and press enter, to just your AP batches.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there you go. So we can look at number 51267. Where it is.
Okay, it's not showing. 51267 is not there.
Okay, so let's see. Let me see. Did I get the wrong data dictionary? It's possible. Should be open.
Oh.
Did you see it?
I have to go up.
It's so small.
Okay, 512. See, here it is.
Right. And so open that up, and you can see it has 6 entries. So there you go.
6 entries. Yes.
Yep. So what it's doing is it's grabbing this information and this information. So
already.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works for you for now?
Yes, I will work with that with Karen, and I will come back to you if we need.
Yeah. When you get Crystal installed on your report or your computer, yes, and I'll help you set up the ODBC and, you know, kind of get you started, and then you can go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. Thank you very much.
Welcome. I will upload this session to YouTube, and I'll send you a link when it's up.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, Carol.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.